Welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to talk a little bit about serial killers. No, because you know how we were talking about like the FBI, like how they were with Chris, and I know, they were, some people had a problem with how nice they were and how, I mean, I get the whole, how they have to make him feel comfortable and why they were, nice the way they were. But the one thing I didn't understand is why they were kind of leading with their questions, and sometimes they actually didn't let him answer. It was like they kind of answered for him, and I did not like that at all. Because I'm like, man, he was going to talk. He was going to maybe, there's a lot you can learn from somebody by what they do and don't say. Like, you know what I'm saying? So just let him do or don't say what he's going to, just let him talk. And, the stuff that he chooses to leave out, you should be able to maybe kind of figure out what that means, and then the stuff he chooses to talk about, because if they could go back and interview him a few times, and they're profilers, they're good at what they do. But so that, look, if they're good at what they do, then maybe there was a reason why they let him into things. But I still don't get that part. Like, I get them, being all nice and like, Coder telling them, you're a truth teller, Chris. I don't know. But one of the FBI's most famous techniques for interviewing like serial killers or psychopaths, or, a killer, I should say, is flattery. Because psychopathic killers, or just psychopaths, or even narcissists, sociopaths, they tend to have a grandiose sense of their own self-worth. I mean, I know you guys all know that. You guys are so super smart and educated in the whole psychology. I'm impressed with all you guys, because you guys know a lot too. So, and you teach me stuff every day. But so yeah, they tend to have that grandiose sense of their own self-worth. They do. And I think Chris, I do believe he was a covert narcissist. And I know there's some people that come on and say, that they don't believe that. I'm not qualified to make that diagnosis, so I'm not going to say for sure, but I'm just going to say it maybe or maybe not. I don't know. But he does have some of the traits. So anyway, what I'm saying is why they did use like flattery, and how they went about. And like, remember when Tammy, I was just like, man, she's flirting with him, and at first I didn't fully understand it. I mean, I understand, being nice to him and trying to make him feel comfortable, but I was like, I think she's going a little overboard, but no. I mean, so, how I usually like laugh at his jokes, and I mean, we couldn't see the video. Well, I'm talking about the interview, the latest interview. It really sounded like she was kind of flirting with him a little bit, but I know we couldn't see the video. I know it was just audio, but anyway, so my point is, the investigators, the FBI, they use praise to get them talking, so flattery is like the best method to get like a psychopath, sociopath, narcissist, to just get those type of people talking. Because according to behavioral analysts, psychopaths, they don't respond well to altruistic interview themes. So meaning basically trying to make them feel like guilt or sorry for their victims is just a waste of time. I mean, they're not going to feel it. So going that route, like trying to make them feel bad about it, yeah, it's not going to work. So they have to use a different technique. They have to use flattery, and they have to use, some of the stuff that we saw Coder and Tammy using on Chris. So they're going to praise him. They're going to tell him how intelligent he is. You're a truth teller. You're so smart. Kind of you outwitted us. You outsmarted us. We didn't see that coming. You're different. You're special. You're smart. Just to praise him. That's what they need to do, because that's what they're going to respond to. So yeah, trying to get them to respond to like altruistic interview themes, you know, trying to get them to feel bad for their victims, show some kind of sympathy, empathy, you know, guilt, try to go that route that a normal person, you know, that would work if they weren't, you know, psychopath or a narcissist. If it was just like a normal person that, I guess, normal person that kills somebody, but like that maybe snaps or something, that's not a psychopath, not a narcissist, you know, that kind of a technique would probably work, you know, to make them feel bad for, make them feel the sympathy for the victims. But with somebody that is a psychopath or a narcissist or sociopath, it's not going to work too well at all, actually. So that's why they have to do the flattery and oh, you're so smart and you're a truth teller, and they actually call this trait psychopathic narcissism. So basically, it's immature, selfish, self-centered, resentful, raging child stuck inside of a powerful adult body. And you know, children are inherently narcissistic. You know, they must have somebody teach them the rules of social behavior. So, you know, it's very important to have some kind of an adult figure that can teach a child this, because if not, and they kind of get stuck in this state of immaturity, they could be extremely dangerous people, you know, if they're just never taught, never mature, and they're stuck in that mentality. Yeah, they turn out to be dangerous people. So when they're never taught like the social roles, the social morals and values, and just how to be socially healthy, you know, how to interact socially. So they grow up physically, their body is growing up, but mentally, emotionally, they're stuck in a state of immaturity, and that's something that could actually turn into a dangerous situation. It could become extremely dangerous people. So basically, they say like serial killers usually suffer from one of two personality disorders, either some kind of psychopathy or antisocial personality disorder. And the difference between these two, which I kind of talked about a little bit in one of my videos, is the whole nature versus nurture thing. So the environment versus biology. So for example, a psychopath's brain has underdeveloped impulse control and emotional centers that from birth. I mean, they never become fully developed. So studies show that psychopaths have reduced connections between the prefrontal cortex, which is the part of the brain that's responsible for like empathy, guilt, and the amygdala, which mediates fear and anxiety. So there's not as many connections that are going between empathy and guilt. So if you think about what that would cause, I mean, think about that. So a reduced amount of connections from the part of the prefrontal cortex that's responsible for the empathy and guilt, connecting to the amygdala, which is responsible for fear and anxiety. So there's a lack of the connections that a normal person would have, you know? So if you think about it, that makes sense. I mean, it really does. So, you know, it sucks because they're born that way, you know? So it's not like they could really help it, but not, like they say, not all people that are psychopaths. So not all psychopaths are killers, but all I should say serial killers, because there are some people that kill, you know, that snap out of like some kind of, you know, love thing where they just go nuts at their wife or their husband, or you know what I'm saying. So like, and they might not necessarily be a psychopath, but all of serial killers are psychopaths, but not all psychopaths are serial killers. So, but let me take that back again, because I don't believe that like the ones that would well, they would probably be a sociopath. Like people, it depends. There's different kind of serial killers. Like the serial killers that kill multiple people for like some kind of gain, like monetary gain. Let's say they're gonna go rob people. You know, they rob stores and they've killed people, or they're in a gang or something. I don't know if that necessarily, because they would be considered a serial killer because they've killed more than one person, but they're not really killing for the like fun of liking to kill. They're killing for some kind of, monetary gain, which, maybe they're just kind of brought up in the wrong. See, that's where I would say that they are a sociopath. So yeah, I would have to classify that as a sociopath. So basically, for the most part, all of serial killers are either have antisocial personality disorder or are psychopaths. But not all people that are sociopaths and psychopaths are killers. So, but anyway, they say like the most serial killers do, okay, so they do suffer either from, there's always going to be exceptions. There always will be exceptions. You might be able to find those exceptions where, they didn't have either of them and they killed more than one person, but for the most part, they either have psychopathy, which I just told you is the underdevelopment of the brain, the connections between the prefrontal cortex and the amygdala, okay, so, or they could have antisocial personality disorder, which is more of a nurture thing. So it's more your environment and more of a learned thing, either they were brought up in like an abusive environment or neglected, maybe they were a neglected child. Antisocial personality disorder, also known as sociopaths. So they have either, one or the other usually. So it's a whole, nature versus nurture. And of course, other factors come into play, but like, antisocial personality disorder is the nurture, the environment, the learned behavior. Psychopath is you're born, biology, you're born that way. So nature. However, though, neither of these disorders equals insanity. So like a serial killer, if they are a psychopath or sociopath, they shouldn't be able to. A lot of them probably do try in court insanity, reason of insanity, but they probably rarely would win because, they know right from wrong. That's the thing. It's not that they don't know, because insanity, you have to actually not know what right from wrong, and a psychopath does know right from wrong. It's not that they don't know right from wrong, and a sociopath does know right from wrong, but the killers that can use that defense is that they can't discern right from wrong. They really don't. So serial killers, psychopaths, they know how evil what they're doing is. They just don't care, but not, it's almost like their brain isn't capable of caring. You know what I'm saying? It's not their choice to not care, but they don't care, so, but they know it's bad, and they still have free choice. They still choose what they do, okay? They don't have to kill somebody, but it's just the fact that if they do kill somebody, they're not going to feel that guilt or empathy or anything like that. But that's why not all psychopaths do kill people, because you still have that choice. So they are still choosing to go kill somebody. But the difference between that and a normal person is they go kill somebody. A normal person, that doesn't suffer from any of these disorders, goes to kill somebody, the guilt will kill them. They will feel so horrible. And that, it would be hard to live with yourself, But I would hope that that's not the only reason why people aren't going around killing people, because they just don't want to feel the guilt. Hopefully a good person wouldn't go around killing people because they just don't want to hurt somebody. They don't want to kill somebody, So that, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, I'm not going to, I'm not going to kill someone because I'm going to feel guilt, but I'm not going to kill someone because I don't want to take somebody's life. I would love, I have no desire to hurt anybody, and I don't know if I'm making sense here. It's what I'm saying is like the reason why all psychopaths or sociopaths don't kill people is because they still know right from wrong, and they still could have some morals, but it's just that they don't if they do go against it, they're just not gonna feel the repercussion of that guilt and sympathy. And but like I said, that's not the only reason that I'm not going around killing people, is because well, I mean, I guess the more it does come down to, I guess now that I'm thinking about it, sorry, sometimes I just speak without really, and I'm like, as I'm talking, it's sinking in. But I guess if you look into it deep enough, I guess it is because I don't want to feel, but not because it like a selfish reason. It's because I feel like what it would feel like. Like I feel that empathy. Like I don't want to hurt that person, make them feel like that. I don't want to hurt them. See, that's a tough one on how to explain it, because it's like, yeah, I wouldn't just do it because, oh, I don't want to feel it because it's like I'm selfish, but it's like I don't want to do it because that would hurt them. You know what I'm saying? So, but I guess you would need to know why it would hurt them. So you would need to understand empathy and sympathy to know, to understand that would hurt them. But I don't know if you guys are seeing what I'm talking about here. Sometimes I just go off here, or I'm thinking something and I'm not very good at explaining what I mean to say or what I'm thinking. But I'm trying to figure out, like, yeah, a good person's not going to go around killing people, not just because they don't want to feel guilt, but it's more than that, because they got the empathy part too. And it's like, not because, oh, I just don't want to feel that. It's because I don't want them to hurt or feel that. You know what I'm saying? So, but then that in itself is empathy, right? So, you know what I'm saying? So I would need empathy to know that. So, but besides the point, yeah. So they do. I don't know. They say that they know how evil their actions are, but they just don't really care. So while other killers, like I was trying to explain, when they snapped or they're provoked, they kill because they're provoked. Like, like think about how many people kill their spouses because they're, they get into an argument, and maybe, I'm not saying that it's okay for this. It's crazy. Like, I would never do something like that. I would never think it was okay. But what I'm saying is, a spouse is nagging them, or they're in a fight or whatever, and they snap, or like, cheating or whatever. They're just provoked into killing them. Or if there's like even a fight between friends, or somebody, cheats on your wife, hooks up with your wife or husband, or, you know what I'm saying? They're provoked. So that's what, some types of killings is because they're provoked, but what I'm saying is, sorry, serial killers kill because they need to. They feel like they need to. They truly feel like they need to. So, but see, go back to that point that not all psychopaths are killers, because not all psychopaths are going to feel that need to kill. You know what I'm saying? It's only the serial killers, something that's just whatever is the driving force, and it's usually some kind of a sexual thing, that sexual release, like when they kill. It really does. It's a lot of them will explain how it's, even if it's not even if there was nothing sexual going on, if there's no rape or nothing, it's just still like something about that act. I don't know. I will never understand it, because I don't suffer from that. But so anyway, so what I'm saying is, so some psychopaths, they're not killers, so they just, but for the ones that have this drive, that they have this sickness that they feel like they need to kill people, the ones that are willing to act it out multiple times are going to be the ones that don't have empathy. They don't have any sympathy. They don't have any guilt. They're able to repeat it and not care, you know? Because other people, it would drive them nuts. The guilt would kill them, you know? So, you know, psychopaths are, like I said, they don't really have the normal empathy, but they are gosh darn good at pretending. Just like, you know, the Ted Bundy, you know? You know, you watch that movie and you see that it's like a romance movie between, you know, him and his girlfriend, and it's a pretty good romance, really, if you didn't know what he was doing on his off time, you know. And it's just like, whoa, and it's almost like you believe him. And you know, I know it's just a movie, but like it's about this true story, so you know, you believe him. Just like probably in real life, you know, his girlfriend is like believing, like, wow, this guy is in love with me. We're at this passion, and we're, you know, we're in love, and you know, it feels so real, you know. And you know, so when you watch the movie, and you know, it's acting, but that's exactly what Ted Bundy was doing. He was acting. He wasn't feeling, I mean, he probably had that like infatuation, maybe this obsession with her, but like it's not love how a normal person feels love. So anyway, you know, he's pretending, you know, that it is something that it's not, you know. And the other person has fallen for it because they are good at acting, you know. They've been practicing their whole life, you know, and they're usually pretty good at it. Like, at least, I guess maybe not all of psychopaths are, you know, not the good. I don't know. I mean, I don't know very many psychopaths that I know, like I say, oh, they're a psychopath. Not yet, you know, like we study them when they're the serial killer ones, or, you know, but like, to know, like, when you're walking among them and which one is a psychopath. I mean, we don't know because they are good at acting. So, I mean, so just be careful is all I'm trying to say, because, you know, his girlfriend didn't know, but then she did, you know, she had an idea, but would she have ever have really thought if, you know, it wasn't going around like somebody, you know, that person that got away, he gave a description of him, and, you know, he fit the description, so, and then he fit her, you know, whoa, this fits my boyfriend's description, so then she starts having some suspicion. But would she have had a suspicion if, you know, nobody would have had that description of him, you know? I mean, I'm sorry for you guys that haven't seen that movie. I'm talking about, because I'm saying, like, you know, no, she wouldn't have known. She didn't know. But then, you know, a part where she does call the cops, and she does say, I think my boyfriend might be Ted, you know. But would she even have thought to even look or think that if, you know, he didn't fit this description, you know? So I think he was that good that she probably wouldn't even have thought twice. Like, oh, my boyfriend's a serial killer, maybe, if, you know, that wasn't going on and there was this description of him that he fit. So what I'm saying is they are such good actors, so just be careful, guys. And so it's up to us to I know it's going to be hard, but to try to recognize this fake empathy, which is going to be so hard because they are good. But like, I wish I could tell you, like, for sure what are some for sure tell signs of a psychopath or sociopath, to warn you and to look out for it. So all I could tell you, though, is just follow your gut. Just follow your instinct. If something is just like, something is telling you something's not right, this just doesn't feel right, or it doesn't, the emotions don't feel right, or, you know, it seems like he's just maybe just going through the motions. It doesn't feel real, or maybe it's overly done, or, I mean, if you just follow your instinct, follow your gut. If something just doesn't seem right, just get out. 9 times out of 10, your instinct is going to be right. So it's better to be safe than sorry, you know. Even if you're wrong about it, oh well, there's somebody else for you, you know what I'm saying? So just don't take the chance. Let somebody else take that chance, I guess. I mean, that's bad to say, but I mean, just what I'm saying, even if you're thinking like, man, but what if I'm wrong? But what if I'm wrong? But what if you're not? What if you're not wrong? So just don't take the chance, you know. If you just have this feeling, just get out. There's plenty of other people, you know, that will be good, that'll be better, that, you know, hopefully you'll be able to find somebody else that that you wouldn't have any doubts with. So I don't know. That's my best advice that I could give you. I know it's a lot harder to do, and it's a lot easier for me to sit here and tell you than to actually do it. I know, because especially if you fall in love and you feel like, oh, it's so real, it's special, you're in the moment, and then you do get a little bit of a doubt or a little bit like, wait, something's not right. But then you keep forgetting about it because the passion and and you just keep blocking it out because you're like, no, but it's so good, but it's so good. um it's not worth it. It's not worth it because pretty soon it won't be so good. That's all I could tell you. I'm not an expert or anything, but like, just use your best judgment. And you know, and then I guess the scariest thing is if there isn't any signs, because for some reason I don't think, except up until the end, I don't think that Shanann was like having doubts. Like, I don't think she was just like in denial and she had like this gut feeling that something was going on with Chris and there's something not right with Chris until the very end, But I don't think that came any time before that. I think that's why it still surprises us, and still some people are having trouble even believing that he could do that. So I think people are having such hard time believing that he is possible of doing it, and that's why they are saying, no, so she did it, or they did it, or he has to be behind it, or she has to be behind it. It's not Chris. It can't be Chris. He couldn't. No, he couldn't have done this himself, or he couldn't have planned it. He couldn't actually kill them. They're having such trouble that they're just putting it off. Oh, it's somebody else. It's they made him do it, or they actually did it, or he hired somebody, or they're having such a hard time actually seeing and believing that he actually physically committed this crime. So you just want to blame someone else, and no, it's not possible. It has to be this, it has to be that, because maybe in some situations it's scary because somebody is married to somebody, Chris, or think somebody, man, that could be my husband, or that could be my friend, or that could, and so it's like you don't want to think that a normal guy like that doesn't show any signs. No, they can't. It has to be some kind of manipulation or mind control or brainwash, because no, I mean, you don't. You're it's scary to believe that there's somebody with no signs that can do that. So I think it's like a denial for some people. I mean, I could be wrong, but I think the most possibly that it could be anybody else's. Maybe NK could have manipulated him, but he committed the crimes, I think, and at least some of them. I mean, I know I'm still open, my mind is always open. So like I said, I hear and I could change it. And I guess it's possibility that she could have killed, one of them, or the kids, and he killed her. But he did kill at least one person, I mean, I think he for sure killed Shanann. I think he killed them all. I mean, I really do. I think the most that she might be involved is manipulation, or maybe as far as, telling him to do it. But I don't know. I just really think that he actually committed the murders. I think he committed the crimes. And, well, like I said, I'm always open to hear, new theories, but my point is, sorry, I just kind of got off track, but I feel like people are so scared to just admit that maybe he did just do it all, because then maybe the person that they thought they knew or are married to for years could do the same thing. You know what I'm saying? So I think it might be some kind of denial. I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not trying to like point any fingers. That's not what I'm doing. I'm just trying to figure it out, because just like all of you guys, like why are we having so much trouble? I don't know. I mean, the authorities seem pretty satisfied and happy with that they have the murderer behind bars, at least as far as we know. I guess they could be building a case on her, like I said. I don't know. But, like, I think he definitely actually did it though, whether she was involved in some way, but I don't know. So, most people are think, they don't want to think that the person beside them is a serial killer or even a killer or a psychopath or, and some kind of a monster. And, people think, oh, that stuff only happens in the movies or on the news or somewhere far away, But when it happens so close to home, something so familiar and something so, like, real, it just, I think this case just hit so close to so many people's lives, as far as, their family, like how they were or how Chris was or his personality. I don't know, I think it hit home for a lot of people. But the scary thing is it doesn't only just happen in movies, and I guess that's what we're all kind of coming to find out. And it's not just like that weird person in the corner, that weird person that you could just pick out, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's that person that is your friend and your neighbor and your husband. It's not that weird person that everybody thought, something's not right with him. It's just that normal, average guy that everybody liked, and he's just a cool guy, I guess. I mean, people liked him. People were surprised, so. But I mean, what I'm saying is this stuff happens all the time, I guess, and it's gonna happen all the time, and it's scary, but. So, what I'm saying is just, if you have any kind of doubt, just get out. And like, I know Shanann didn't have much, but at the very end, she did have a little bit of that doubt, and I wish it just wasn't enough. Usually a lot of, no, I'm not gonna say a lot of people, but I feel like sometimes you get those signs a lot, or a lot like longer. Like somebody could be experiencing, some of this doubt like for years before anything like this would happen, But with Chris, it was just like right there. I mean, it was just what, a month, just like a month before maybe she was starting to have doubts. But a lot of people have, years where they're like, something's not right. So you have time to get out, So please just get out if you're having any kind of doubt. So yeah, so like serial killers are, I know I'm kind of like talking about serial killers and psychopaths like they're the same thing, and I'm not meaning to do that. Like I said, not all psychopaths are serial killers, but what I'm talking about is serial killers right now, I guess, that are, so sociopaths and psychopaths are really good at like twisting and manipulating, kind of making you have this perception and like just like twisting the perception, like it's not just so good at what they do, like just making you feel like, I don't know, like you don't really have any control. I mean, they control, they twist you, they manipulate you, they control you like puppets, like see, now I guess I'm going back to like, NK. Everybody was saying, man, NK, was controlling him like a puppet. So, that mean maybe she did somehow. But I think she controlled him to do it, if it was her idea, I feel like that he was still the one that did it. She just manipulated him into doing it, But that's just my opinion, like I said. I mean, so many other people do think that there's more people involved, so I might be wrong. I mean, because there's a lot of people that think that, and they're smart people, very smart people, so they could be right. They really can. It's just for some reason I'm not feeling that way or seeing it yet. But who knows? There's more to come and there's more to learn. So might find out that there is more to it. But think about this, like a master manipulator, like maybe Chris was. Maybe that's why, because loved, like Shanann, loved ones, friends, family, would not even have a clue because they're that good. So they wouldn't even suspect. So they wouldn't even maybe get that gut feeling or instinct about them, like, oh, there's something not right, because they're that good at manipulating. So maybe he was just that good, because she didn't suspect anything until, what, like I said, like a month before, a couple weeks before, and that's when, and NK started becoming involved. So maybe that's when he just didn't care to put up that mask or that front, or he just didn't even care anymore. He didn't need to protect it. He didn't need to protect his true self, because he wanted to get rid of his old life. So, but anyway, so I guess that's all I have to say about this. I don't even know what the what do you want to what this video accomplished, really, but hopefully you guys learned something. I came into making this video, it started off with me, okay, I'll make a video about some of the traits of serial killers, but it kind of veered off a little bit, maybe, of course it always goes right into Chris Watts, doesn't it? Huh. Gosh, I think it's stuck in my head. I can't get it out of my head, I was just kind of going to generally talk about, serial killers, but it just went right back to the Chris Watts case. So, you know what? That's where it went. So that's where it went. But, all right. So I guess I'm going to end this here. And I apologize if it was all over the place. I didn't really kind of follow what I was going to talk about at first, but sometimes I kind of improvise there for a minute. So, like I said, I hope it made somewhat sense to you guys. And all right, guys. Well, you guys just be careful out there. And like I said, if you just have a weird feeling or instinct, a gut feeling, just get out, because it's better to be safe than sorry. It's not worth it. There's plenty of other people out there that that'll be good for you. So, all right. Well, you guys have a good day, and until next time, I will talk to you guys later. Bye.